And good morning, everybody. This is the Bart Winkler Show. My name is Bart Winkler, and I am so happy to be with you on this, what is a Tuesday night, if we're on YouTube with us, or on Wednesday morning, if you are listening to the podcast. Now, this is a big day for us at the Bart Winkler Show. We have an interview with Klay Thompson that we will be releasing. I sat down with Klay Thompson. I did it. 12 entertaining minutes. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll wonder, why is Klay Thompson talking to this guy? But he is. And it happened, and I did it. And I look forward to sharing that. That will be released at noon on Wednesday. Noon on Wednesday on both the podcast form, little bony in there for you, little bonus, and then also on YouTube. So if you don't already like and subscribe to the various platforms, this would be a good opportunity to do so, and you'll see that happen live. My guy, Klay Thompson, I just got back from Fiserv watching the Bucks Warriors. My guy, Klay, 6 for 16 shooting, started out hot. I believe he had 12 points at half. I think he finished with maybe 2 more. This was a game that got out of hand and was a little bit sloppy. I mean, the Bucks, I thought, did a real nice job of setting the pace, setting the tone, and really commandeering this game. They were the ones in command for a good majority of this thing. And they kind of set that tone pretty early and stayed with it. Then some technicals happen and some more stuff we'll get into in a little bit. But I think it was a good measuring stick for the Bucks. Now, Warriors at home, maybe they win this game. They've been so good at home. But then conversely, they've been so bad, the Warriors have on the road. And they start a 6-game trip here, and it starts off with a loss in Milwaukee. The Bucks, okay, interesting night. I think one of the stats that I've already seen a lot of people talk about is Giannis, 9 of 26 from the field, 1 for 6 beyond the arc, 11 for 17 for the free throw shooting. On the shots he did get to take, they're calling this 10-second thing again. But Giannis finished with 30 and 12 and 5. I think a good take I saw was Giannis used some of this game as practice. If Giannis wanted to get 50 points tonight, he could have. All he would have had to do is take the ball to the cup. They don't say that anymore. Take the ball to the cup, get the bucket. They couldn't stop him. You're watching some of these games where nobody can stop him. There's 4 guys in the paint. Nobody can stop him. And the Warriors are no different, especially when they win a little smaller. I mean, who are the bigs that are going to stop Giannis on the Warriors? It just didn't happen tonight. So Giannis could do whatever he wanted, and what he wanted for a good majority of the game was to practice shooting. And I think that's kind of what he did. So Giannis, I mean, again, 9 of 26. What are you going to do? But I thought it was a good night with 30 points. Middleton tonight, just going through some of the stats, 6 of 13, made a few nice threes. I thought Brook Lopez made some shots that were important and timely, even though he only had 7 points. Javon Carter got the start, kind of a non-factor scoring. Grayson Allen was 6 for 6, another perfect night for him shooting. So he did very well. Portis off the bench, 11 for 15 and 25. Just a monster night from him. This is a night where you're without Drew Holiday, and you think, okay, well, Steph and Klay are going to get theirs, maybe even Jordan Poole. But you need somebody to step up scoring. Grayson did that a little bit, and Bobby did that a little bit. They did go to the bench late, so pretty much everybody got in there except for Ibaka, and that was that. So from the Bucks side of things, very nice. The Warriors, Steph led the way with 20, Poole at 18, Klay had 14. 128 to 111 the final. The Bucks beating the Golden State Warriors. Again, we are broadcasting on YouTube if you want to join us on the StreamYard. The link is posted. You can also comment. I've got some different voicemails to play as we skip around and talk all things Wisconsin sports. Again, if you're joining us, this is the Bart Winkler Show. We are a Wisconsin sports podcast. That's why on Wednesday at noon, I'll release an interview with Klay Thompson. Now, I did try to pitch Klay on Summers in Milwaukee. I told him, hey, summers here are pretty great. He goes, oh, that's great. I love boating, which I can do all the time where I live. Oh, yeah, but Wisconsin summers hit different because it's the 9 months and these are the 3 you get to enjoy. But if you get the 12 months, I mean, the guy can vote on Christmas morning if he wants to. Coming out of the game tonight, and I went to Monday Night Raw last night too. So Fiserv Forum double dip. Bartender recognized us. Always a good sign at Fiserv. It was cold. It was windy. I mean, I get why you come to Milwaukee and you're like, this place is a dump. When if you're coming here, it's in the middle of the winter. You know, NBA usually doesn't play in the summer. These teams are coming here. Some of these free agents, what do they know about Milwaukee? What do any of these basketball players know about Milwaukee? What do they know? They know that it's a short bus ride from their hotel to Fiserv, a moderately short bus ride from the airport to the hotel, and then it's cold, and the arena looks like our arena. So what do you think about Milwaukee? Corey says Stan still can't say Giannis Antetokounmpo's name right. I did not hear good remarks about Stan Van Gundy. I didn't watch the game, but it's always good when BA can be at Fiserv and call the Bucks. I think there's a lot of critique with Stan Van Gundy a lot of the time, and it looked like that was prevalent again tonight. The game, as I mentioned, got away from the Warriors. I don't know what was going on. Steph got a non-call on him, and he was upset about that, and he was really upset about that. I've rarely seen Steph that angry. You know, when you watch these games, even in the playoffs, when does Steph get that heated? When does he get that upset? And he was that upset tonight. And then I think Steve Kerr kind of had to be like, okay, he's going to get ejected, and I'm going to get fired up here and make sure that I get a tech instead of him getting a second one. 5 techs, I think the Warriors had, 5 technicals throughout the night. Then Draymond got a fan ejected. I saw some people trying to talk on Twitter. Apparently someone called Draymond a P, which, I mean, you could be called worse. Don't you feel like if the fan doesn't do something physical or say oh, okay, you got to get kicked out. And usually fans around that fan, if a fan says something terrible, like terrible, the fans around will be like, we're not defending this guy. But shouldn't there, can Draymond just point to a guy and say he needs to leave? I feel like that's a little bit of a reach. Like what, at least there should be some sort of review. The ref should huddle up. Well, what did he say? Where's that word rank on the scale? Is it a flagrant 1 word or a flagrant 2? I mean, if he just called Draymond a pussy, well, then I don't think he should get kicked out for that. Now, again, I don't want to be too hard on my beloved Warriors since Q, I'm friends with Klay Thompson now. How are you, Q? Good to see you.
Good. I can't wait to hear that interview. That's awesome. Congrats on that.
I appreciate it. Again, it's 12 minutes. It's just a 12-minute little convo with Klay. Okay, it's not inside the actor's studio. I'm not digging through his life story. I know that it's going to get picked up by a lot of these Warriors blogs. There's going to be a lot more people upset that this interview happened than happy that it did. And they're going to say, why didn't you ask him this? Why? Look, I got 10 minutes. I'm talking to Klay. I asked him what I asked him. We move on.
That's awesome. I'm excited for you. That's really cool.
Thanks, Q.
Did you make it to the game tonight?
I did. I left. Walking up, I told my brother, who you met at Nomad.
Yeah.
I told him we're gonna leave early if there's a blowout. I got to get home and work. I just felt like, I don't know, when the Warriors come here and it's on TNT, doesn't it feel like it's just a rout?
I guess so. Do you feel like the Bucks won or the Warriors lost that game? Because I guess you didn't have the benefit of listening to the broadcast, but like right away in the first quarter, they were talking about like the home road splits for the Warriors and how they're the 3rd best ranked defense at home and like 28th or 29th on the road. So it was like, and it was like when the Bucks were like bringing it back, like, because we were down 7-0 at first, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this isn't going well. And then we got it close to even, and then they started talking about that home road split. And I guess in person, like, what's your impression? Bucks win or Warriors lost?
If it's a black and white answer, the Bucks won. I mean, Giannis. One thing I mentioned is Giannis had a bad shooting night, but he was also. This turned into a practice. Giannis was practicing. If Giannis wanted 50 points tonight, he could have got 50 points.
I would agree with
was
that.
Stopping him. They had no answer for him. I mean, at one point, who's the guy trying to? Anthony Lamb is trying to post him up. Giannis could have had. There's nobody to stop him. And then you can't put like the shooters on him or Draymond because they're always protecting them against getting 6 fouls. So the Bucks won. I know the Warriors have their split problems right now, home and road. And I don't know why the Warriors got so frustrated early when they did. It seemed, because this is the start of a road trip for them. I don't understand why they got so frustrated so early. I know that Steph didn't like a call that didn't happen, but everybody was getting chippy. And then, like I said, Draymond asking a guy to get kicked out. It didn't make sense. The Bucks had enough cushion. And that was a game that there was no threat of the Warriors coming back in the second half. So the Bucks won tonight for sure for me.
Yeah, and I felt like once we took any small lead, I was like, wow, this one's in the bag. It just didn't felt like it, especially like when Steph headed to the locker room for a little bit. I was like, are they just throwing in the towel, trying to give like DiVincenzo a 30-point game to come back? The other cool notes from the broadcast, BA was on the broadcast, so like they kept making Milwaukee references all night, and we're like the broadcasters were kind of rooting to get the 3 Milwaukee guys on the Warriors roster, like in the game at the end of in the fourth quarter when it became a blowout. So that was kind of interesting. And
did that happen? I didn't really pay attention to that.
It didn't, because
Baldwin came in once Green got ejected,
and Looney, he like kind of replaced Looney, and then
and somebody in my section was booing
when Green got ejected,
when Patrick Baldwin Jr. came in.
Well, I mean, I think
I booed.
Oh, well, that's because you're a Badger fan, right? Like,
well, no, I love UWM.
You do now, but not when
Baldwin Jr. took a gap year, man.
Yeah, I still think it would have been fun if he was a Badger. Like, as I'm a Panther alum myself, and I was hoping that they would have been relevant, but I think he would have. I bet if you asked him, like, and it wasn't going to get out, he would say he regrets going to UWM at this point. Unless he, like, maybe he had scholastic issues. I'm not really sure.
Oh, I wouldn't think that at all.
Yeah, because everybody said he's like a top character guy. So you would think he would have good grades to get into.
He went to a place. He got to, give a boost to his dad. It didn't work, but it didn't affect his draft stock, and he ended up on the Warriors. He's still a first-round pick.
That's true. I mean, I guess.
Maybe he wanted to be a lottery pick. We talked lottery pick with him for a while, but
I bet I think he would have been closer to a lottery pick if he was on a better roster. So,
yeah.
The other note from the broadcast, they were clamoring for Brook Lopez to be Defensive Player of the Year, which it's pretty cool to have that, like, picking up speed on a national broadcast. And the nice thing was BA wasn't leading that charge, which, like, he's obviously a Milwaukee homer, but the other guys
Brooke had a nice block. Connaughton had a nice block on some of those runners.
Yeah.
Did they mention anything on the broadcast about a Klay Thompson interview that's dropping Wednesday at noon?
I don't think that has caught. They didn't catch wind of it yet. Otherwise, they definitely would have buried that lead because they don't want you to steal their thunder.
I'm going to take a quick time out, and we're back on the Bart Winkler Show. We're back on the Bart Winkler Show. I'm Bart Winkler. I'm talking with Q, who called in via the StreamYard. Good to talk to Q after some of these games. Klay Thompson, I did talk to him on Tuesday. That will drop Wednesday at noon. Short little conversation the two of us had. And it's very charming at the end. I got him to say Merry Christmas to my grandma via video, which is going to be my present to her for Christmas. So
what's your grandma's name?
Jean, Grandma Jean.
Happy birthday or happy Christmas, Grandma Jean.
I would like to say this about grandma and grandpas. I don't know what the in-law and the parent situation is. Are they all alive for you?
For me?
Yeah.
I've got a few grandmas left, but there's no grandpas left.
What about parents?
I've got my mom, but not my dad.
My condolences. What do you call your mom?
Mom.
What does the baby call the mom?
She's like 6 weeks old.
Are we going? I'm trying to say, are we going grandma route or nana route?
Probably grandma, but
because I had grandmas,
yeah,
and grandpas,
yeah.
And on my wife's side, it's nana and papa. But my mom wanted to be nana, and I don't like that she wanted to be nana when we came from a grandma lineage. So, and I said we already have a nana, so she's nana, and then she tries to call my grandma great nana. And I said, that sounds awful. So I just call my grandma. My son knows my grandma as his grandma. It's very confusing. That's where I was leading. I'll edit that out.
What was Clay's take on the grandma versus nana debate?
What was Clay's take?
Yeah.
Klay and I did not get there in our 12 minutes. Would you like to know some of my questions?
Sure.
I asked him. Okay, I'll give you the real ones. I talked about how we need a Bucks Warriors finals. I talk about how it had to get annoying playing the Cavs every year. I talk about how I asked him what did he do on Monday night in Milwaukee. Good answer. That's worth listening to.
That's a really good question.
I asked him some sports guy questions. I said, what keeps you motivated after 4 titles? I asked him if he thinks he's in the perfect era of basketball for his game. And
that's
I asked
pretty,
him,
like, clearly yes.
Well, there might be a 4-point shot someday.
Well, yeah.
The answer that I think might gain some traction is I asked him about, I said, after you're done with this, Giannis has said he wants to disappear. Right? He said that. And Draymond basically has his next job already.
Yeah.
And so where do you fall? And I thought he gave a good answer to that. And then guess what? He interviewed me. He asked me a question.
What did he ask?
12 minutes. It's a highlight resume. It was a nice moment. I would say this was a good day.
I could see he's got like a coach look. So I could see him saying he wants to like be the next Steve Kerr. Because
you're leading me. There's a very interesting answer on that specific frame that you're going.
Interesting. Because I feel like
dropping noon Wednesday.
Curry feels like he'll be like a broadcaster or just like do stuff in media generally. Like, because he's got like that
Curry's gonna be hosting cooking shows.
Yeah.
And like how there's the Oprah network, there's gonna be the Steph Curry network.
And then he'll swap wives with a buddy like his dad did. Like there'll be all sorts of hijinks.
I guess I'm going no comment since I talked to Klay today, and I'm
sorry. So I don't want to get you in trouble.
No, we good. We're good.
Yeah.
Anybody else hanging out here, or do you want to talk a little more, or what? I got some voicemails to play. I don't know
I
what
think
you want to do.
the last point I'll bring up is like Bobby 25 points. Like,
Oh, my mom commenting.
What?
I said nanny. Yeah, nanny. Nana and nanny.
Yeah. Confirmed.
Amos says, is this the Warriors postgame show? I talked to Klay Thompson today. Yes. Can I just backtrack a little bit? Do you sons of bees understand why I knew the Bucks were going to win the finals? It was because of the Warriors. Because I was invested into the Warriors. Patrick's leaving. He doesn't have a sense of humor. It was because of the Warriors. And he's announcing he's leaving. Very cool. Oh, hold on. I have two things to say here. I'm going to talk about, let me finish this and then I have my other thing. I've been invested in the NBA Finals before. None of y'all have. None of y'all have. I know the ebbs and flows of the finals, and I knew that from the Warriors. So when they were down 2-0 to the Nets, when they were down 2-0 to the Suns, I know this baby swings. So I knew to be confident in the Bucks, and that's why I was. So that's that. Second, I bring this up in an episode later in the week, but I have to talk about it now. This Elon Musk era of Twitter really sucks. I don't know everything about it. I'm just going to tell you about my viewpoints. Here's the things that have changed for me on Twitter since Elon took over. One, a lot more bots are DMing me. And he's piecing out bots on a gravestone. No. Patrick, I'll get to the Bucks in a second. I have a hot Elon take. No.
I thought Patrick was leaving.
Yeah, he left and it came back.
Oh, nice. Welcome back,
so
Patrick.
That bothers me with Elon. Second, I'm seeing a lot of people in my feed that I don't follow. Specifically, Elon Musk. Elon Musk, I swear, fixed it so that you see all of his tweets.
I mean,
and if anybody knows Wolfman41 on Twitter, that guy's the biggest Elon stan around. He needs to take a day off. I've said my piece.
I think Elon's getting punished by the public with the Tesla stock because I'm pretty sure the market cap for Tesla's down.
It's down
like 50% since April or something crazy like that. So granted, the market's down since then, but
all right, let me swing back to the Bucks per Patrick's wishes. I think the takeaways from the Bucks out of this game is that Giannis is unstoppable and he's only getting more unstoppable, and he is literally using games against the Warriors to practice his shooting. That is unbelievable. This guy, I don't know, in the NBA, we're going to do NBA MVP conversation. This guy should be the MVP. He is the most valuable player. No Drew tonight. They get Bobby to step up. Very happy about that. I think the Bucks just played with their food and were able to eat it tonight. And it's the Warriors. And yes, they're a disaster on the road. I don't know what's up with that. But this was an outstanding win from the Bucks, and the crowd was super into it. The crowd was so good tonight. I was very happy about that. And so I think that, it's just a great win. It's just a great win as far as being a Buck fan goes. So that's my Bucks overall thought.
Yeah, I can't pick any bones with it. My only question is I feel like the Warriors missing Wiggins is probably bigger for them than us missing Drew, just because we're pretty deep.
Wiggins has been great this year.
Yeah, he's definitely their second best player on most nights. And then it seems to me like the Warriors roster is not quite done. And it seems like
if they're going to stop Giannis, if they go to the finals, or they're going to stop anybody, they need someone to stop him. They can't stop him with Anthony Lamb.
Yeah, and they have a lot of interesting young talent that I think could entice people. And then there's always like Steve Kerr did not look impressed with Draymond randomly kicking out some guy tonight. So I feel like he might not have a lifelong pass as a Warrior, and it would be interesting to see what they could get for him. I don't think I would want him on the Bucks. It would have been cool. Like I feel like Klay's gonna probably be a lifelong Warrior, but it would be awesome if he were to sign a 1-year deal with the Bucks at some point.
Well, Q, I tried that pitch. You'll hear me and Klay Thompson dropping Wednesday at noon Central Standard. Good to see you, buddy. And you have a good one, my man.
Later, guys.
That's Q joining us via the StreamYard. If anybody else would like to join, please do. I'd rather talk to people than myself, but I will carry on the charade for as long as I need to. I do have some voicemails, some Carl's Place voicemails to play, and I'm going to get to some of these comments coming in on YouTube as well. Do want to talk about Happy Place Hemp, happyplacehemp.com. Promo code is BART. 25% off your orders. We are talking any order on the website. You can also go in. They kind of keep bankers hours during the week over there on Muskego in College Court in Muskego. So if you want to stop in and meet Chris and Rob, the men behind the Great Gummies and others that you get there, you can see them. And you tell them Bart. If you tell them Bart, they'll give you 25% off. If you dress up like Tim Shea, they might even give you a little of the pet stuff for free. Actually, they gave Tim Shea to test out because Tim's been talking about how he gave some to his brother's dog. They actually tested it out on Tim. It's not recommended to test it on a human, but Tim's just so damn cuddly. And it was a good time there over at Happy Place Hemp. Again, even if you've ordered before and you know that it works, like, hey, I like this product, it works. Maybe I want some more of this kind, maybe some more of the Delta 8s. I got some of the Delta 9s. I'd rather have the THCOs. I like the nighttime ones Bart talks about. I want the THC-free ones. Even if you've ordered before, the code still works. As long as you use the promo code BART, you're good to go. BART, happyplacehemp.com. Promo code is BART. Patrick, what are your thoughts about the emotional breakdown with the Warriors? Bucks are a masterclass on how to keep your emotions in check. Giannis and Chris and Coach Bud help this team stay grounded. I'm really surprised about the reaction from Golden State tonight. I'm surprised about Steph had a right to be mad, but I was surprised how mad he was. And I think Steve Kerr, when he was going all Fran McCaffrey on us, I think he was just trying to save Steph. Bud eventually got a technical, so it's not like, I wouldn't say the word masterclass. But then once Draymond's asking a fan to get kicked out, I mean, if you bet at this game in Vegas, they should have cashed it out right there, if not sooner. Kevin has earlier said, seemed the Warriors did not want to be there from the jump. Adam wants to know, do the Warriors get a massively favorable whistle at home and they're frustrated they don't get the same whistle on the road and then they try to play into it? Meanwhile, Brandon says, I was at the game tonight. What do you think about that one specific ref making literally every single call in the third quarter? He had a meltdown, Billy Crystal forget Paris style, and I made that reference on Twitter, and I was surprised that anybody got it. Eric says, Bucks spank dat ass. That's a really good way to put it. Bucks spanked dat ass. Kevin also wants to know, and you can comment on YouTube. Timeout. YouTube timeout. I hit all my benchmarks. I've been asking you guys to like and subscribe, and still please do. That helps me. It helps Tim. It helps everybody to do this. But I asked to watch videos and I asked to subscribe, and you guys hit the benchmarks. I am proud to say that now that I am a YouTube content creator officially, I can make money off YouTube. Today I made $0.81. I made 81 cents. And I couldn't have done it without you. 1 second. Hey, son. Yeah, it's Dad. You can eat tomorrow. I made 81 cents. Okay. Love you too. Bye. My son's 3. He doesn't have a phone. Kevin wants to know, how annoying was Dante tonight? Forgot his play style. Dante. Oh man, Dante's interesting. Dante, he was a first round pick, and we had so many bad first round picks. And then we had Dante, and we thought this is going to be the guy. This is going to be the guy. He can shoot, he can score. He got hurt the championship year. That speech he gave, I want to dissect that at some point. I was like uncomfortable during it because he was talking about how, man, I got so low. I was like, are you all right, man? But the fans kept me going. It was crazy. And I know, you don't like to get traded. And he had some bad reaction when it looked like he was going to get traded to the Kings. And then he did. Right? I don't know. I gotta fact check everything I say. I thought Manny Pena was still a Brewer, and people are eating my carcass for that one the other night. But so Dante leaves. He eventually signs with Golden State. And I felt for him, man. I don't hate his play style. It's just like, well, it's not as refined. You feel like there's a better player there if it's a little more refined. But he can come off the bench and score. I think he's a good weapon for the Warriors. But tonight, I mean, it wasn't a game for Dante to shine. This game was out of control. Glad Bucks beat Barty's Warriors. That's from JM. Look, I like the Warriors a lot, man. The Bucks are my team. I can have a second team, can't I? Mean, hey, come on. It's all right. Chris says Bucks win by 50 with Drew. Hey, who was at the game tonight? You know who was at the game? A lot of who's who. I saw TJ Ford, which my brother and I were the only ones giving him a standing O. If you're not giving a standing O to TJ Ford, why do you even have legs? No offense to anybody who doesn't have legs. So gave a standing O to TJ Ford. I saw Tim Michaels was at the game on vacation in Wisconsin. I'm at a Bucks game, and the area outside of Fiserv Forum is full of crime. There's not even a building here. What happened to that building? Where did it go? Let me see here. Jerry says, pretty soon your blue check mark will be gone soon. All legacy blue checks are going away from what I read. That's the other thing. Doing these checks and then making it official and then making some gold and some blue. Check me, don't check me, I don't care. I'm actually embarrassed to have a check since people can buy them now. Andre says, we want the Bart's breakfast bonanza. I saw somebody at the game. I don't know if that was Andre tonight. He says, where's your breakfast? I said, oh, all those places closed. Brian, you good to talk? You look like you're laying in bed again. I'm going to bring you in. What is this?
You talking to me?
Yeah, didn't you do this last time?
No, first time, Art.
Somebody else called me from their bed, I thought.
Yeah, long time listener, buddy. I miss you.
Is first time caller?
First time caller.
Feels like the first time.
Yeah, man.
Feels like the very first time.
Long time listener to you on the radio. Man, I miss you.
I'm right here, dog.
I know. It's good to see you.
Good to be seen, as my late father-in-law would say.
Yeah. Broke my heart.
And you'd also say better to be seen than viewed.
Yes, sir.
Miss him.
Yeah. That looks good. Big winter night.
Yeah?
Yeah. I was listening to your brother today. I listened to an old podcast. Is that the brother who works for the Warriors?
What brother were you listening to?
Oh, man. I don't remember. What? Oh, you got a couple brothers, huh?
Yeah, I have 3 brothers, but I don't have them on the air, really.
I was listening to I just picked you up because I heard you had a podcast. So I listened to an old podcast. I think it was December 5th podcast.
Was it about soccer?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my brother Brock.
Yeah, Brock. Okay.
He was at the game with me. My brothers and I have not seen each other all at the same time.
Yeah.
Since the Super Bowl between the Eagles and the Patriots. And then last night we went to Monday Night Raw together, which I do want to talk about. And then tonight, with my other brother working for the Warriors, we all got to be together. So 5 years of not all being together, got to be together.
Yeah, that's nice, man. That's good. Are you going to be together for Christmas? Probably not.
No, my other brother, the Warriors brother's got a game.
Does he travel with the Warriors then?
Not every trip, but he's on this one. He always does the Milwaukee trip. So he's on the 6-game roadie. Yeah.
Nice. He must have. I'm talking. Yeah. I'm talking to Bart.
Bart who?
Bart who? Bart Winkler.
Bart who? Bart, the guy that's got an interview with Klay Thompson dropping in 6 hours.
Yeah. Bart, my buddy from the radio. Remember him?
Okay. Hi.
That's my wife.
Hey, wife.
That's Patty.
Definitely the better half.
Yeah, I listen to him every morning on the radio. But something happened. I don't know what happened with you guys. I don't know what the heck happened. Man,
Long story short.
Yeah, long story short. Tell me. What did they do? What did Odyssey just...
Odyssey said the station go bye-bye.
Man, oh man, I can't believe it.
Can I make an official announcement?
Did they? I don't know. But,
no, can I?
Yes, make it, please.
I don't know if I've talked about this yet.
I would love to hear it because what they have, what replaced you is, well, I can't say it apparently now, but it's.
I am going back to work for Odyssey.
Are you?
As a
Are you going to be on the radio?
Fill-in. Yes.
Sweet.
I will be on 1250 next Thursday night from 5 to 9 p.m. filling in for Zach Gelb.
Oh, I know you used to do it once in a while.
And then I will be on next Friday from 9 a.m. to 1 a.m. filling in for JR Sports Brief. So, Tim Shea, you will have something to listen to while you're Ubering.
Excellent. I'll be listening. I know you used to fill in for Zach once in a while.
Yep, I'm back, baby.
Yeah, Zach is worth listening to.
Milwaukee media is trying to kill me. I'm back on the radio, and I talked to Klay fucking Thompson.
Bart, you're killing it this week.
Well, fuck yes. Cheers. Cheers, buddy.
All right, Brian. See you, dude.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Winkler.
Shay.
What's up?
What?
So, I mean, I'm just here because I'm here. You need to tell me what happened in the Bucks game, if you're still even talking about the Bucks.
Oh, I am. I got a lot of Bucks. I got to get the Hot Take Jake. I got to get the Brett and Tosa. Can you guys raise your hand if you'll stay for a few minutes?
Raising my hand.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm going to get the what? Brett gave me a grimace.
I don't got a lot of time, but I did want to call in quick. I don't know if the Warriors, they didn't like the physical defense tonight.
Did you listen to my pod today?
Yeah, I did, and that's why I wanted to call in. But
okay, real quick Brewers tangent.
All right.
I don't want to compare. This trade has nothing to do with the Hader trade to me. Nothing.
I agree with mostly of what you said. I mean, it doesn't make what happened last year. Like, it was a complete failure in August. Like, that will never change. And the Hader trade and the 2022 season, those are tied together forever.
Yeah.
But
they all admitted it was bad. That's how you know how bad it was, when they all admit it's bad.
Agreed. But I think the one thing that, and when we traded Hader, I was skeptical of the return. I was willing to give it more time than most people because that's my Brewers fandom. But I was skeptical. I thought we got it back a lot less. The only thing I'll say is this trade kind of tells me that there's a lot of teams around the league, well, at least two of them, that were way higher on Asturi Ruiz than what we all thought and what the experts thought. Because
from what we know, I mean, this trade is like one of the more lopsided trades the Brewers have ever been the beneficiary of. This is amazing.
So lopsided that I'm concerned that like we're missing something, and that William Contreras is like a
cancer
criminal. Yeah.
Well, whatever. You guys can fill in your imagination.
So, no, I for the most part I agree with you, but maybe the return 2022 complete failure, bad trade, potentially ruined the season, but the return, maybe it's better than we thought.
All right, Brett. I'm glad to talk to you live. Did you have a Warriors thing or you didn't care? You said Warriors when I brought you in, but I don't think you called for that.
No, I called because of this morning. But I will say real quick, one, I'm pumped for the Klay Thompson interview.
Hey, I just want to tell everybody again, it's 12 minutes. I'm not breaking news. I'm not going to be
No,
featured on
time
ESPN.
out, Bart. You don't need to do that. 12 minutes is more than most radio stations in Milwaukee will talk about anything besides the Packers. So don't cut yourself short.
Clay's the nicest dude I think I ever met in my life. I might cry.
That's why the Warriors can't handle the physical defense. It was a lopsided matchup tonight.
Look at my eyes get red. I'm so thankful for Klay. What a hero.
All right, I'm out. I'll leave you with this though. We need Tony and Texas in here. The Wisco happy hour needs to go at different times than the Bart Winkler.
Are they going right now?
Yeah, they went, but I think they stopped when I left.
Yeah, it's one thing to compete with my boy Justin Garcia. Now I got to compete with Tony in Texas.
And your man Tim Shea. This is your lead producer.
Yeah.
All right,
Brett. See you, buddy.
Bye.
All I know is that the Bucks won tonight. I was at Menominee Falls High School basketball game tonight.
Yeah, I couldn't tell. You're only repping them on every piece of your body.
They won. In overtime, 69-66. Brookfield Central down.
Let me say nice.
Yep.
Jake, you good? You look like you're eating. Can I bring you in? Jake, you got a hot take. Jake, you got a hot take on Menominee Falls girls basketball?
Yeah. You guys, aren't you supposed to be at least 50 yards away from that, or?
Stop.
No, hey, just coming to you live from the shitter again.
It does look like a shitter.
It's like an old outhouse, right?
Right, it does.
I love that my wife happened to be listening when that was brought up.
But it does. And it's the way you frame your camera.
Oh, I really should have brought like.
And whatever's behind you looks like a toilet.
I swear to you, it's an office chair.
Oh, okay, so it's the cardigan on the back that's white that looks like porcelain.
I could put it on if you want.
Yeah.
It is awfully hot when I come on here with a take, but it's about to get hotter.
Well, hot take, Jake. I got my guy Tim Shea here.
That's
Tim,
my
where
guy,
are you?
too.
Do you need to go? What's your deal?
No, I'm fine. I'm just pulled over because if I drive, then I feel like people will be worried that I'm not paying attention to the road. So
I feel like we're about to see a news story unfold right in front of us.
So I'm just parked over somewhere on the side of the street.
No, I wanted to ask Bart a question. When you were interviewing Klay, could you tell if he had his tampon in or not? You got nothing? I mean, that game, that I've never seen. Like, I haven't watched much of the Warriors this year. Do they whine like that every single game?
No. I was really the Steph Curry reaction to the foul. I was really surprised about. I didn't understand why he was that mad. And there's people commenting about Kerr. Kerr stepped in to make sure Steph did not get ejected.
Right, that was smart. I mean,
but I don't understand. I just, for a December game, and I know they're frustrated on the road, and the Bucks, whatever. I was just surprised that he was that mad. And then Draymond gets a fan kicked out. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I think what's going on, and they kind of talked about it on the broadcast, is that it was a really emotional game for them because I think they're starting to realize that they're not title contenders and that they kind of suck, and that this was like supposed to be their statement game, and their statement was, "Yeah, this is who we are." So I don't know. That's got to be a bummer for them.
Any hot
unless
takes
you think Andrew Wiggins
on
is
my new best friend Klay?
I mean, didn't Klay have like a lot of shit to say about Milwaukee back in the day? Like, thank God I didn't get drafted there or something along those lines.
Yeah, I don't care about that. What I told him was, look, you come here in the middle of the winter. I said, I said the word stewardsman. I said, I'm a stewardsman for Milwaukee.
Nice pull.
This is a fantastic city. But when you come here for 36 hours and it's December, how do you know? You don't know the great stuff that we do. He goes, no, I heard the summer's great with music festivals and I can get my boat out there. And I'm like, yeah, we're great 3 months of the year. Ignore all the other stuff. If you just come here in the summer and never watch the news, we're the best city on earth.
That's true. If you ignore the murder, we are right up there, buddy. Do you remember when we were in the finals and people booed Stephen A. Smith because he talked smack about Milwaukee? Like, it was such a great.
Yeah, he said it was too cold and it was 70 degrees.
Yeah, it was it was the perfect weather you could imagine.
That's
He was
so
like,
dumb.
hey, I just came from 100 degrees. Like, yeah, that sounds awful. Like, what are you talking about, man?
That was weird. It's one thing to have a brand and embrace it, but to be when you're overdoing it. Trust
what
me.
he should have done? Do you remember Stephen Colbert made like a joke about Milwaukee a few years ago, and then he got a little bit of shit for it. So then he came here, he ran as one of the sausages. Like, that's what you do. You embrace it.
But people hated that because then he did a speech and it went longer than the inning was supposed to and it delayed the game. And then he was getting booed. And I feel like we're a very partisan country, but I also feel like it's tapered down a little bit.
I just want to know who would rather watch Brewers baseball than Stephen Colbert. Like, that's a funny dude. Baseball in general, my God, anything to break that up.
How did I go living my life seeing not a single tweet from Elon Musk, and then he buys Twitter and I see every thought that he ever has? That's not a coincidence.
Like, that is the most expensive way to tell the world you got a little thingy, in my opinion, because there was no upside in that.
Right. I thought the $135 microphone I bought was too expensive to tell the world the same thing. But apparently buying $45 billion of Twitter is different.
No, you just got to start leeching off your fans a little bit more. That's all it is. Just build up the equipment, get that studio built up.
Hey, I'm never going to charge anybody for the content. But if you want to send me shit or tip me on Venmo, that's your decision.
Well, and to be fair to Matt, you look great.
I actually don't have the ring light up.
All right. Well, then don't put it back up.
Because I took it down to take to the hotel in case I needed it for Klay.
Okay.
Which I did not.
Well, the other thing I want to talk about with the game, how about in the third quarter when the referees was like, you know what? This is going too well. We need to obviously everybody came here to, see us. So we got to make it about us now. So let's just start doing stupid fouls and technicals.
It got to the point where people, you always have your kids that love Steph Curry and your Warriors fans. And, these are always well-attended games. But it got to the point where people were upset at the refs for calling fouls against the Warriors that benefited the Bucks because it just disrupted the whole flow of the game. It was a very atrociously officiated game. I think that a Bucks Warriors finals is something that we as NBA fans deserve, but not with those refs. That was bad. That was a really bad.
And I think the NBA live experience is so far and away better than an NFL game live and better than a baseball game live. So when you step in and make it about the refs, you're just doing your entire sport a disservice. Tim, oh come on! I saw that face. Let's be honest.
NFL, come on,
live.
Yes,
100%. You're telling me, and I've said this before. I've gotten in hot water. Lambeau Field is fucking garbage. Okay, if you're talking about the experience of sitting down and watching a game, go to any other NFL stadium and you'll be like, man, Lambeau kind of sucks. Yes, you have the history, and yes, you get that, but once that wears off, you're just dude, my ass hurts. Why am I sitting in beer? Why do I have 4 inches of space in this entire space that's supposed to be mine?
I have gone to other stadiums, and Lambeau's actually.
Are you talking about Fiserv?
What?
Did I cut out?
No.
You're talking about Lambeau and how terrible and garbage it is.
Oh, I don't think there's enough room at Fiserv.
It's better than Bradley Center. They improved it, but I don't know. Lambeau, especially, you have to factor in that if you go in winter and then you have winter coats plus people from Wisconsin that just I'm not going to say it, but Maybe
I've been to other NFL stadiums. They're garbage.
The only thing that I wore tonight to the game, I wore a black fleece and black pants. I didn't dress for Bucks at all. I just wore them because they hid my fat the most. So I'm there. That's what I wore. Jake,
It
I'm going to
hides the
say
fold.
goodbye.
All right. I love you guys.
I love you. Deuces. Tim, I got some voicemails to play, and I want to read some of these comments. But with you, I want to specifically ask you about Monday Night Raw because
Yeah.
you were there.
I was.
You took a fantastic picture of me and my brothers.
Great. Can't wait to see it on the socials.
I love wrestling, and I love WWE. I thought that was a bad show.
May I ask why?
A lot of wrestling fans thought it was a bad show. There's not a lot of development. One
Okay.
thing that really bothered me is the best match of the night. We're talking about Monday Night Raw on Monday at Fiserv. Rollins and Lashley. He got fired at the end of the show, but we didn't know that in the crowd. And I was with.
we did.
No, I didn't.
Oh, well, you had to read. See, you had to be watching the board at that time because you could see him say, "You are fired."
I'm watching the fucking action.
It's okay. Well, between the board and the action, when
So
you
I'm
look-
going to pay all this money to go watch the goddamn TV?
Well, at the end, you want to see close up what they're saying, and he said, "You are." fired."
No.
But
They
anyway,
got to at least say it after. And normally there's a dark match, and they're like, "Oh no, just go home."
I know. Well, yeah. Why was there no dark match?
So I was with my three brothers. None of them like wrestling, and I had to like explain to them the whole time. It's just there's not a good like, hey, here's who these people are. Here's what's going on. They cater to the show as if you watch Monday Night Raw every week. You know the storylines. If you're gonna bring in new fans, because if wrestling comes to your town, like my brother from the Warriors is like, shit, I've never been to a wrestling event. I think it's cool to say I went. So have something to like, there's nothing happened. I have three brothers that I sat by. Not one thing happened last night to hook them at all.
Was there a storyline that they didn't go off of last night or anything? Did someone not wrestle? Because I haven't watched in months, maybe even a year or so. So I depend on my two buddies that I went with. I know like who the wrestlers are and what they do, but I didn't know the storylines going on. So was there anyone that didn't wrestle that maybe should have, or is it because we're not up to that point of WrestleMania, kind of like?
Yeah, they're in a dead zone. It's December.
Yeah.
Historically, Milwaukee has shitty shows.
I was gonna say, does Milwaukee get kind of the shit shows when they come?
At least in like the last 10 years, yeah.
Between SmackDown and Raw. They did have a pay-per-view like 10 years ago in the Bradley Center. I do remember that. I went to it. But
some
it was
things,
I had an enjoyable time. So
you asked me about the Bucks game. I'll recap it for you. Bucks won
Yes.
128 to 111. The Bucks, Giannis could have done whatever. Giannis could have had 50 tonight if he wanted. Instead, he was 9 for 26 because it was shooting practice for him. He was just shooting. The Warriors got very upset a lot. There were 5 technicals. Draymond got a fan kicked out.
yeah, that tends to. It seems like that's happening a lot more on the road with Draymond.
I got some people commenting on that. Jake says Draymond said the fan he got kicked out was making threats to his life. Again, I've talked about this ad nauseum. If someone, I don't want to go down this road. If someone looks at you and says, "I'm going to kill you," that's not a death threat. I'm not talking about this. My brother Brent says, "Tim, I'm sorry, but Bart drove me tonight."
It's okay. I'll get you next time.
Jeff says Freeway has done much worse to opposing players. Absolutely true.
Did we have a Freeway sighting tonight?
No.
I haven't seen him in years at games. See him at Major Goolsby's here and there. Freeway.
Corey says there's a blinking light behind Tim's car. Is he being pulled over?
No, here. I'll drive up so we don't have to look at the blinking light. Lord. there.
Everyone wants to know where you're parked right now.
I'm in West Dallas somewhere. 70th and, I don't know, Lincoln, Beecher.
Alex says in the last 10 years when I went there was a steel cage match for SmackDown. All right, so
Yeah.
he went to a good one.
Yes.
All right. What's up with your night? I'm gonna play some voicemails. You want to stay for these or what?
Sure. My night, I told you, I went to my niece's game. She had 23, a nice overtime victory. They're 2-2 in conference.
All right. Voicemails are brought to you by Carl's Place. They sell golf simulators. They have a clearance sale going on. You can check them out, carlofet.com. I also have an affiliate link on my Twitter pinned. Here is, I got to figure out the ones I played. Oh, look at this. I got a voicemail from Coach Bud.
Oh,
402-915 Bart. Coach Bud.
Yeah. Hey, Bart. This is Coach Bud calling. I heard your idea about putting out the ladders in anticipation of a Bucks run to a championship. But, I don't know if that's going to be a really good idea. Walking under ladders is bad luck, and there might be someone who might eat some happy place, have gummies, and get kind of high and want to get higher. They might go up on the ladder and fall and get hurt, and then you got to have a lawsuit on your hands. So, you got to be better. You got to come up with something better than that, So the chairs was a great idea. I appreciate that. And one more thing real quick. Matt in the Falls, you need to get off the Chris Middleton hate. He's not going anywhere. He and Giannis and Drew, they play great together. They have good chemistry, and we're just not interested in making any kind of moves in that regard right now. So, I got to get back to practice, but Matt in the Falls, be better. Bart, keep up the good work. I'll talk to you later. All right, bye.
I think more of the Middleton stuff's from Hot Take Jake, right?
yeah. Yep. Well,
Speaking of Matt in the Falls, here is Matt in the Falls.
Hello, Bart. This is Matt in Menominee Falls. Calling because anyone who is keeping their hopes up or playing with their ESPN computers about the Packers sneaking into the playoffs, you're just a stupid person. There is nothing good that can come out of the Packers making the playoffs. Absolutely nothing. They're going to get crushed in the first round if they make it, which is highly unlikely. And then if they there is no, you could simulate the NFL playoffs 70 trillion times, and the Packers would never win the Super Bowl because the team sucks. I don't know how many more weeks of pathetic football you guys need to see, whether it's 363 yards against the Eagles or it's people dropping passes, Aaron Rodgers just being himself and taking sacks. This team sucks. So let's move on and let's start looking forward to next year. Okay? Because the only reason for wanting the Packers to make the playoffs is for you guys to get drunk and stuff your faces and fall asleep at 3 o'clock for one more Sunday this year. So hope that makes it worth it for you. Morons.
Wow.
I want you to save that. And then if we get
Everyone's doing these Packer playoff scenarios. Can we just beat the Rams first? Seriously.
I say win the next two and then start bringing that stuff up. Win the next two.
One more voicemail. One more Carl's Place voicemail.
All right.
Hey, Bart, this is Dum Dum. I'm just calling because I think the Packers could make a run at the Super Bowl if they get hot, just like they did in 2010. Never mind that in 2010, we had Donald Driver, Jordy Nelson, Pete Craig Jennings, James Jones, and probably another guy that I can't even remember. It could be the same thing, right? Your friend Dum Dum.
Says my friend Dum Dum. Tim?
Sorry, I just got a text message about the Badgers.
Oh yeah, who did they get?
Well, this guy, I gotta look. Nick Evers.
Yeah.
He just tweeted, at Badger football with a picture of
Him in a jersey.
yeah. Well, no, not him, but just a jersey.
I want Armstrong from Virginia. Whoa, what the fuck?
I'm back.
I want Armstrong from Virginia.
Okay.
And then this other guy can back up. I don't know.
By the way, this is not Matt in the Falls merchandise. This is Menominee Falls basketball. All right.
No, Tim didn't even know where the Falls was until Matt started calling and he went and bought swag. You cuck.
Easy.
All right. Anything else we need to cover?
Did you have a good time tonight with your brothers? With your brother?
I always have a good time with my brothers.
Yeah, Toby. I was. I credentialed myself for the Christmas party.
Yeah, I had a Christmas party tonight. Me and my brothers and Toby.
Yeah, that's nice.
You know, I was just gonna sign off.
Uh-oh.
And then a paper bag appeared in my eyes.
Oh. You know,
Cone.
I was at the home of Cone tonight
You were, Tim.
in his gym, so it's a dump.
Oh, they got a new floor. That blue baseline looks good. Come on.
Cone, this is the best you ever sounded.
Yeah, you got a microphone up there or something?
I usually use my iPad, but I'm on my phone tonight.
Oh,
I
keep it
just got
going.
home.
Oh,
How was
what's
the
up?
game tonight? I wasn't able to watch. Can you give me a little recap?
Yeah, the recap is the Bucks were the superior team. Giannis could have scored 50 if he wanted. Everyone's gonna shit on him for this 9 of 26. He was practicing tonight. He could have done anything he wanted down low.
What's Rams' take going to be tomorrow? Because he's always high on the Warriors and saying how Chris Middleton's a scrub. I mean,
He's gonna say they didn't have Wiggins and the reffing was bad against the Warriors.
Classic.
Mm-hmm.
How did Klay play?
Klay played very motivated in the first half when he was thinking about our interview, and then he forgot about me in the second half and only scored 2 points.
Bart, I am honestly, that might be the most. This might be the most excited I'll ever be for a piece of content.
It's only 12 minutes,
Klay?
Tone. It's only 12 minutes. I'm not breaking news. It's just two guys talking.
Hey, 12 minutes can satisfy a lot of people.
But hey, like Brett from Tosa said, it's going to be 12 more minutes than any radio station in this market. So that's talking sports. So,
well,
again,
at noon on Wednesday, it will be posted concurrently to podcast form and YouTube.
Nice.
And let me tell you what the fuck happened. Let me tell you about this. I know I'm a fucking lard. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, hey, the guy with us, my brother, I'm like, hey, take a picture of us while we're doing this. And I took the phone out of my pocket. And so the picture I tweeted is fine. But in most of the interview, my pocket is hanging out of my jeans because I took my phone out. I look like such a slob. It is so embarrassing.
Hey, that's why it's a podcast and not a national television.
But I'm putting it on YouTube. I don't know if you heard the great news, Cone. I've been able to monetize YouTube from all you heroes. I made 81 cents today.
Let's go. Hey, that is 81 more cents than yesterday.
That's right. And
Now,
if I still had a full-time job, I wouldn't have to be counting my salary in cents, but here I am.
Did your brother tell Klay any embarrassing stories about you that he brought up? Like he said, hey, say this about my brother or something. Or was it very professional? Like,
yeah, he was like, hey, remember that time in high school when a girl touched you over your jeans and said, it was bigger last time? Yeah.
all right.
You fucking dork.
Who, me?
Yeah, get out of here.
Fuck you.
Go home.
Are you outside of McGuire's right now, Tim?
No, but I might go there. I'm in the area.
Stop in for one. It'll be the only customer he's had all night.
Tim's getting pulled over for the last 30 minutes, and he won't show his registration.
I'll move again, Lord.
The police might be after Tim after his technical foul he got in the Menominee Falls game. I heard he was pretty mean to the refs. Kind of went Mike McCarthy style on him.
Tim, did you go? Yeah. Were you
I
Rob
moved.
Gronkowski in the stands tonight?
All right. Can I go? Do you need me? You want to talk?
Listen,
No,
Karen
I'm
had a guy named
wrapping up. I'm wrapping
All right.
up.
Wrap it up. I'll stay with you.
All right. Before I go, I just got to give a big shout out to Hogan Demofsky. He's putting in the work right now in the AAU circuit, and expect big things for his recruitment coming up in the next year. Shout out to Hogan.
Does he have? Did he tweet out a graphic yet of the 17 schools he's considering?
Yeah, and one of them's like Eau Claire.
I'm getting real sick of these college kids.
No, it's the high schoolers. I saw one, and it was blessed to have a roster spot at Eau Claire. It's like, I don't know if you should be tweeting that.
Well, they're always like, I'm down to my decision, and it's 9 logos of where they might go, and then they're 18-year-old kids just trying to gain some traction on social and hype up like their career, and then you got all these 50-year-old boosters like being like, oh yeah, he might come here.
I'm a booster, so I take a little offense to that.
And then come on, what do you give, $10 a month to UW?
I'm in the top pass. I got a ski trip to Lake Tahoe with Chris McIntosh.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm serious.
Jeffrey wants World Cup coverage. Messi is on a plane of his own. That guy is so good.
Messi is a beast. He's the second best player in the world. I've been saying all year.
Who's first, Mbappe?
Christian Pulisic.
Okay. We'd still be playing if that was
much I
true.
know about soccer.
Yeah. No. I think Mbappe's skill is he's able to take a game and he's able to slow it down as it's chaos around him. Messi just does shit that nobody can do. He's amazing.
So, like, Messi's kind of like Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, but as he gets old in his career, he's 35 and he's still at the peak of his performance, and he's like making the younger guys better instead of making them wish they were never drafted to Green Bay.
Interesting. I don't think that's
Tim's
true.
driving now.
I'd have to see the sources on the receiver saying that, honestly. Is that another opinion piece by your buddy Wildy?
Tim, where are you driving? Be careful.
I am. I'm going to McGuire's. I'm taking Cohn's advice. Going for one.
Let's go, Timmy.
One. How far are you from McGuire's?
I'm like 2 blocks away. So if anyone out there want to come see me in live, the living flesh, you know where to find me. I'll be probably the only person.
All right, let's stay for this. Will you take the phone in?
You want me to go in?
Yeah, I want you to show me. You can probably park right out front.
Yeah, I am.
How far are you from McGuire's?
I'm right here. I'm literally pulling up as we speak. All right.
McGuire's is a bar in West Dallas.
There is someone smoking outside in the front.
You know how on Friends are like, how can these people afford these apartments? Same shit with McGuire's. They should not be able to afford that space. No one goes there.
All right.
Well, he probably owns it at this point.
Yeah, he owns this building. Do I have a light on?
All right, if you're on the podcast, audio-wise, Klay, I'm dropping at noon. Get the fuck out of here. This is going to be a disaster. If you're on YouTube, let's all ride this out together.
McGuire's.
Okay.
All right.
Go in.
Hello.
There's not a bouncer. They can't afford a bouncer.
No, he's talking to the guy smoking.
No one.
No! Everyone's doing Norm when he walks in. Holy shit!
But he's got
that
the
place is
Christmas
so
decorations up, Bart. He's got the Christmas
Why is no one there?
decorations up.
I
Look
don't,
at-
I, you know, McGuire strikes me as a place that never takes them down.
He's,
Huh?
what did you say?
Yeah, the Wi-Fi is bad at McGuire's, bud.
Hold on. Let me turn my Wi-Fi off.
All right.
Where
Well,
was
have a
it
good
on
night, guys. Go Bucks.
See you, Cone.
Go Brewers. Big Badger game Thursday.
Are we getting
night.
Brendan
Let's
Armstrong
go.
or not?
What'd you say?
Are we getting Armstrong or not?
I don't know who that is.
From Virginia, the quarterback.
The quarterback.
Oh, I'm totally locked into Badgers right now. Gus Yalden, the Gus bus coming next year. Him, Chucky, and Asijan, the big three. That has back-to-back Final Fours written all over it.
We've been through that already.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll see you
Bye,
guys later.
Cone. See ya.
All right, Bart. Well,
Where's the barkeep?
oh,
Hey, Bart. How you doing, buddy?
Why is nobody there?
he turned around.
Tell us stop in. We got a lot of room.
Stop in. We got a lot of room.
Good seats still available down at McGuire's.
There you go.
Hey, how tight are your machines?
How tight are your gambling machines? How tight are they?
Oh, they're the loosest on the lake.
All right, I'll be there in 15. All right, Tim. See ya.
Later, Bart.